welcome to you. I'm Hayley Palmer. Really lovely to have you here with me on the show this evening. Now, this is the show where my guests get to pick their favourite songs of all time. And tonight's special guest is the one and only Courtney Act. Yes, she will be joining us in just a few minutes. But first of all, I thought we would kick off with one of her songs called Fight for Love. I'll see you after this. Courtney Act, it's great to have you on the show. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, you're looking absolutely fabulous, I have to say.
Thank you. I feel like this hair is a little bit of like an ode to Karen.
Oh,
it's like
love
sort of
it.
asymmetrical bob, but it's got a bit of a pride rainbow going on in it as well. I could definitely speak to the manager wearing this hair. So
brilliant stuff. No, we all love you. We all obviously really recognise you from a lot of shows. But I just look at you, Courtney, and I think, God, you can sing, you can act, you can dance, you write songs, you look good. Has it always been this way for you?
Oh, it has not. I mean, from when I was little, I loved performing. And I think like at 5 years old, my mum took me along to like tap dancing lessons and singing lessons and things like that. But I have got some photographs of me when I first started drag when I was 18, looking very, very rough.
No, I can't believe that.
You know what? It's hard to believe, but I have got the proof. I probably like could have just plonked on a wig with a bit of chapstick and mascara and looked quite lovely, but somehow I managed to like really go through some rough makeup times, and not just those like fashion makeup times where you're like, oh, that's an 80s look, but more like just bad, just very, very bad at doing makeup. But gotten better over the years.
But look at you now. Looking absolutely fabulous. Love it. And
great Australian success story.
Yeah, absolutely. And what have you been up to in lockdown, Courtney?
I have how what's the rating of this TV show?
Oh yeah, we've got to keep it clean.
Family. What have I been doing? I've been writing a book.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
You've got to like focus, and lockdown's the time to do that, isn't it?
Oh, and I've been sneezing a lot. I can feel one coming on now.
Go for it.
No.
Go for it. Are you okay,
No.
Courtney?
I think it's in. I think it's staying in. I might water, but yeah, I've been writing a book, which is the perfect, like, not to make the global pandemic all about me, but if there was a time you were going to write a book, it would be during a global pandemic when everybody's locked indoors and no one's having any more fun than you are.
Yeah, it's true, it's true. We don't like fear of missing out, do we, Courtney? No, we're going to go in with your first song, absolute classic, Rain on Me, Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande. You cannot beat this song. It is the lockdown anthem this summer.
I would rather be dry, but at least I'm alive.
What an absolute tune. Well, we're going to play that out now on the show. We want everybody on your feet, dancing away. Here we go. Now, I want to talk to you about my favourite show, Neighbours. Wow. I saw you on there, Courtney, and I was like, that has to be a dream come true. People say to me, are you a fan of Neighbours? I say, yeah, I watch it twice a day, every day.
Yes. Wait, do you watch the same episode twice? Or is it two different episodes?
No, it's the same episode, and I try and memorise the words. I have no shame.
Neighbours, everybody needs good neighbours.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so much fun being on Neighbours. Like, I grew up with Neighbours, obviously, in like the 80s and 90s with the OG, like Paul Robinson, Mrs. Mangle, Charlene, Scott, Madge, Harold, Bouncer.
Oh, Bouncer. Yes.
Yeah. Remember that?
Yeah.
We were so heartbroken when Bouncer died.
Oh, yeah. No, I was the same. I can remember coming home from school and Mum saying, right, you've got to do your homework and then you can watch Neighbours. And I was like, right, I'm going to make this happen.
But it was so much fun being there. And we filmed it right before the lockdown like kicked in. I think the next day they stopped filming because of the quarantine. So I was so glad that my Neighbours moment was not ruined by Ms. Rona.
Yes, absolutely. And how did that all come about?
Well, Neighbours, so last Mardi Gras in Sydney, Neighbours filmed they they filmed for the episodes that went to air this year, where Lassiter's had a pride float in the Sydney Gay and Lesbian Mardi Gras. And Jason, who's the executive producer, so I got asked to do like a cameo, like 2 lines on that. And then Jason, the executive producer, came down to set, and I was doing that thing that you do where you overreach and you know that someone's just going to pat you on the head and roll their eyeballs at you. And I was like, you know, what we should do, Jason, is I should come to Ramsay Street and like do a number for Pride or something at Lassiter's. And he was like, oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, let's do that. And then it happened.
Yes, great shout. Wow, I think you should be a regular on there. Can't we have you on there all the time?
I agree. Well, I feel like I need a love interest, and I feel like I need to come back as Scott and Charlene's secret love child.
Yes, Courtney, we have to make this happen. Please, come on.
Because they moved to Brisbane in the 80s. The timeline may not match up perfectly, but I can certainly play a few years younger than I actually am.
Work it, girl, yes.
And yeah, so that's what I'm working towards. I'm working towards returning to Neighbours next year as Courtney Ramsay Robinson.
Well, you heard it here first on this show. Now, I want to talk about your next song. It's one of your songs, and I'm really delighted that we can play this out. It's called Ugly. Tell us a little bit about the song.
Yeah. Well, I wrote this song, I can't remember when it was, but the music video is one of my favourites. And it's funny because, like, on my album Kaleidoscope, I made about 4 music videos, and 2 of them were, like, really expensive. You know, one was directed by William Baker, one was directed by the Square Division, and they're stunning music videos. But then this one, Ugly, I directed, and we had a really small crew. The whole thing came together like the night before, and it's one of my favourite videos, and it's got the most views, the second most views on YouTube, and I think it's because it's like, it's got this narrative to it, which sort of talks about some of my experiences when it comes to men. And it's just like a lovely sort of like, we shot it in Los Angeles out in the desert. I found this like motel that agreed to let us film there. And actually my love interest in the music video, the day before, or maybe it was the day of, the person I had booked cancelled because he got an audition for a Dunkin' Donuts commercial.
Oh,
and,
brilliant.
And then Heartthrob Rob is his name, the guy who ended up being in the music video. He was so perfect because he's also a music artist, and so he was really passionate about being there. Because on a music video, it might only go for 3.5 minutes, but it takes a good, 20 or so hours to capture that magic.
Yeah, of course.
So he was sort of happy to be there and slog out the hours. But I just love it. It's just one of my favourite videos.
Well, I'm so glad that we can share this with you all at home. Here is Ugly by Courtney Act. Enjoy. Now, Courtney, I want to talk to you about Celebrity Big Brother winner.
Yes.
Wow.
Winner, chicken dinner.
You took the words out of my mouth. I mean, it's pretty hard, isn't it? Because, when you just meet people, you see one side of them. But when you're in Big Brother, you just see every side of them. I mean, I know I would be a complete nightmare if I couldn't have, my chips or my ketchup or my Diet Coke. It's tough, isn't it?
It is, because even when you go on holidays with your best friend.
Yeah.
Like, if you're somewhere for a week with your best friend, there comes a point where you can't stand them and they're your best friend. Imagine, like, 13 strangers in a house, trapped, like, can't get away. So I think there is definitely that element, but you all try and respect each other as much as you can, which is kind of not what they want, I don't think, for television. You want people to get on each other's nerves. But I would just sort of take myself away. I would sit down on the bed, close my eyes, meditate for 20 minutes, and then come back and talk to people with civility.
Tough. It's really, really tough. I mean, even in lockdown, it's tough, isn't it, when you're with people? So I just think you were brilliant. And I think the nation really fell in love with you, Courtney, because you kind of really changed people's perceptions. And, I learnt a lot just from watching it.
Oh, thank you. I just loved it. Because when you're in there, like, you're talking for however many hours a day, just jabbering away to people trying to pass the time, and you don't know which conversations they're watching and which conversations like the public are listening to. And so when I came out and saw that, you know, conversations about gender and sexuality and marriage equality and all sorts of things like that were included, I was just so happy that not only were they included, that they seemed to be the one of people's favourite things about me, which just felt very validating.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we were very proud of you. Your next song, Minor Jam, Eye on You. Why this song, Courtney?
Yes. So I found Miller on Instagram, and she was at a Black Lives Matter protest, I think in New York, and she is this beautiful black woman with green hair, and she was talking to the audience. She was doing like a call and response thing, and everybody was just like enthralled by her and like answering back, and it was just such a beautiful, powerful moment. And I didn't know much about her, and then I went to her Instagram, and she's a black trans woman from America. She's a music artist, and I started listening to her music on Spotify, and I thought this one's a good jam. So thought I'd give it a spin.
Well, we like the sound of this. Here is the music video. Enjoy, everyone at home. We'll see you after this. Now, Courtney, we have got a little quiz for you here on the show, because I know you're up for the challenge. Favourite song of all time?
The Boss by Diana Ross.
Oh, okay, good choice. A song to play whilst getting ready to go out. I actually do want to know this from you, Courtney.
It's not a song, it's a whole album, and it's Donna Summer, Live and More. I found it on Spotify one day, and it's this live album that she recorded in LA. And because it's like disco, it's got this it's a bit like quick, get ready. And so it like puts me in the mood where I'm like, it's not like too fast, it's just the right speed where I'm like getting ready, I'm not being distracted. And then by the time it gets to the last song, which is a 17-minute and 47-second mix of MacArthur Park, that's Brilliant. When I know. All right, you got 17 minutes left. Time to put the wig on. If you haven't got your lashes on yet, toot sweet.
Wow, and how long does it take you to get ready? Because it actually takes me a good 24 hours to get ready to go out. I'm not even joking. It literally does these days.
I mean, shaving the legs, exfoliating, all of those things. It takes time, but usually I leave 3 hours from, like this morning. I was like, okay, I have to be ready in 3 hours, which did leave me enough time to run and grab a coffee, shower, shave. Like, it's not just sitting there doing hair and makeup, but...
Yeah, of course. It takes time, these things, you know. It's tough. The song that you like to hit the dance floor, so that first night out after lockdown, you're going to hit the club, Courtney Act style. What music can we expect you to be dancing to?
I mean, we've already played the video, but it is Rain on Me by Lady Gaga, because Lady Gaga has released a new album and I haven't got to like be pressed up against sweaty bodies on a dance floor. It might still be some time before that happens, but when her Chromatica album came out, I was like, I'm going to do this properly. And I ordered off Amazon a smoke machine and some like flashing disco lights. And it was coming out at midnight, so I turned off all the lights and I got my speaker out, put the smoke machine on and hit play and just like danced around my living room pretending I was on a dance floor.
Well, you have a smoke machine at home?
Yeah.
Oh.
You've got to be careful about the fire alarms though. That could be a real disaster.
Do you know what? It's my birthday next week and I think I might just ask for a smoke machine. I think that's brilliant.
But get it before your birthday. Tell them to get on Amazon, order it.
Right.
So it's here, and they've got to get the smoke machine and the smoke machine fluid. Make sure you get the fluid, because smoke machine ain't no good without no smoke machine fluid.
Right. My friends are watching. You know what I want. Song last downloaded.
Hang on. There's only one way to find that out. Home. Oh, it was the Veronica's new song, Biting My Tongue.
Oh, yes. Okay, loving that. And first song ever purchased?
First song ever purchased it was on cassette. It was Madonna's Immaculate Collection. It was an album, not a song.
Yay! Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I think mine was Jason Donovan, actually.
Aww.
You know,
you were a Neighbours stan even back then.
Oh, I was, Courtney. It's my life, honestly. I could talk no bits for the whole show. Now, your next song, Savage Remix, featuring Beyonce. Why this song?
You know what? So Hot Girl Summer by Megan Thee Stallion was my song of 2019. And I started on the 4th of July in Fire Island in America, living my best Hot Girl Summer. And because of my traveling schedule, I didn't let my Hot Girl Summer quit. I just kept it going till I got to Australia, where it was summer, and I was like just living my best Hot Girl Summer, and all the way up until like the 17th of March, really, until lockdown happened. I got to Los Angeles and I was like, oh, I guess my Hot Girl Summer's over now. And then this new song, Savage, by Megan, has just become... Megan. She sounds like Megan! Like she's like so cool, like Megan the Stallion. But when you just reduce it to like, Megan! Megan! Take your sister to Kashula Shops! Kind of changes the whole vibe. But Megan, Megan, depends on where you're from. The songs are so cool. And then she added a whole nother layer of adding Beyonce. And I'm just like, how can you go past this song?
Brilliant. Well, let's check out the video. Here we go. All right, time for something a little bit special now. Here's Courtney Act singing One Tonight from her EP. This was recorded for Global Pride, and I hope you enjoy.
Call us misfits, a little broken. There's no quick fix for where we're going. It's hard to look each other in the eyes, 'cause we know every other word is just a lie we tell ourselves. It's easier to give up than to try, but know that if you're falling, you can fly. We all pick a side, that our memories rhyme. We're lucky to find out one day. If the one thing you see is the different in me, then you're looking at the wrong thing. It might sound crazy, but I feel like we're one tonight. Take my hand, we'll shake the world together, you and I. We're not hopeless, we're just stuck here in this moment, paralyzed by fear. Well, it's hard to look each other in the eye, 'cause we can't see through all the hurt. It makes us blind to one another. It's easier to give up than to try, but know that if you're falling, you'll fly. We all pick a side, but our memories right. We're lucky to find out one thing. If the one thing you see is a different in me, then you're looking at the wrong thing. It might sound crazy, but I feel like we are one tonight. Take my hand, we'll shake the world together, you and I. The truth will remain. Change the way that you look at the things you look at. Change what I'm saying to you. Find the music in you. Let it go and be fluid tonight, and you will fly. Different in me, then you're looking at the right end. It might sound crazy, but I feel like we're one tonight. shake the world together, you and I. Thank you so much. Happy Global Pride to everybody, wherever you are. Have fun. I love you. Mwah.
Oh, now Courtney, we've come to the end. We could chat all day, couldn't we? About Neighbours and
could.
Jason Donovan.
About
and,
Neighbours.
I know, quite easily.
Mrs. Mangle.
Oh yeah, Bouncer, we love it.
Was Jason your favourite?
Yeah, Jason was my favourite, Courtney. Yeah, I literally loved him so much. You know, I had posters all over my wall. Nothing's changed. No, I'm joking. So we're going to talk about your tour. Fluid for 2021. Yes. I can't wait for this. I think after lockdown, we all need an escape. And I feel like coming to your concert would be the perfect escape from everything.
I agree. And the thing is, I don't think people have a lot of things in their calendar right now for the future. So when this show went on sale, so many people were like, this is literally the only thing in my calendar for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And it's just nice to have something, you know, what are we in? July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. It's 9 months away. That's enough time to have a baby. And so, you know, hopefully the world will be spinning again and you can all come to my show. And also, worst case scenario, it's not standing room only, it's seated, so, you know, there can be space.
We can pass in the seats, yeah.
So we've thought of everything, yeah.
Just fabulous. I'm so there in the front row. Now you're going all over the UK and Ireland. We make sure we're going to put details on the screen. How can we get tickets? We want to know.
You can go to courtneyact.com/fluid. It's got all the dates there, and the show I'm so excited about. I did it in Sydney at the Gay and Lesbian Mardi Gras in February, and now we're going to be touring it all around. And there's a live band. It's all original music, and there's a little sample of the music that I uploaded to Spotify and iTunes and whatnot with a few songs on it. So you can listen to it and check, because when someone says I wrote the music myself, you're a bit like, I don't know if that's a selling point or not until I hear the music.
No, I think it's brilliant because it really suits your voice, doesn't it, when you've written the music?
Yeah. Yeah. It's actually so true. When you write the music yourself, like my best friend Vanity, she sometimes described my singing style as the hungry alley cat. Before, when I would try and sing like other female pop songs, just a little bit too high, a little bit too screechy. But ever since I've started singing my own music, she says that the hungry alley cat is no longer present. So
well, that's good
listen
to
to
know.
Vanity. She gives it a tick of approval.
Yes, big tick there. I mean, you've released an EP as well called Drop of Fluid, which includes songs from your tour. So we're going to check that out as well. Yeah. And I love the way you describe it, a night of singing, sensations and sexuality. I mean, what more do we want than that, Courtney?
And a little bit of saliva if you sit too close.
This is true. We'll be there in our mask. Now we're going to go with your last song choice, Kim Petras' Malibu. Why this song?
Well, Kim Petras has been an artist over the last few years who I've just loved to watch grow. I was like standing her for ages, and I saw her in London at like this tiny little venue. It was like 100 people. And then I saw her like supporting Troye Sivan at the Hollywood Bowl, and she just goes from strength to strength. We actually shared a dressing room last year at the Sydney Gay and Lesbian Mardi Gras, but like I had to bump out so that she could move in to the same dressing area, so I had to make sure it was all nice and clean for Kim Petras. And she's just a real sweetie, and she's really talented. She's a queer icon and German pop sensation. Oh,
fantastic stuff. We're going to play out that tune. But Courtney Act, you have been such a delight. Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you. And nice to chat to you. I'm going to go watch Neighbours now.
Go and watch Neighbours. We're going to make sure that we definitely check out your tour next year, Fluid. I will definitely be there. And we want to party with you. You know, to Lady Gaga, that's for sure. We're so there in Soho dancing, Courtney. Brilliant stuff. It's Courtney Act, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for having me.
And here is Courtney's song choice, Kim Petras with Malibu. Oh, we've now come to the end of the show, but a huge thank you to the wonderful Courtney Act. Wasn't she just brilliant? A real pleasure to have on the show, and she just looks absolutely incredible. Now remember, if you want to go to her tour in 2021, we're going to put details of how you can get tickets. It's www.courtneyact.com/fluid, and also details of where her tour goes to next year in the UK. Now, I want to say a huge thank you to you guys at home for being absolutely brilliant and supporting the show. I really do appreciate it. And I love hearing from you. If you haven't got in contact, please do. Details again are on the screen below. And I want to say a big happy birthday to Rebecca Fern in Southampton. Now I know it's your birthday on Saturday, I haven't forgotten. So I'm going to leave you with a bit of Beyonce, Crazy in Love, of course. And I will see you all next week, same time, same place. I'm Hayley Palmer. Stay safe and I will see you then.